Hello, this is Frantz Kantor here, doing a close-up, like my new red glasses. And I'm here with...
Jim Bridges.
And
I'm the president of the Australian Cartoon Museum here in downtown Docklands, Melbourne, Australia.
And just west of Kokomo.
Yes, west.
So we're going to review this book, which is the Spurlock and Frazetta
It's his son.
Sketchbook 2.
Yes.
Spurlock is his son? Okay, cool.
I don't know, is he?
I don't know. Frazetta Sketchbook number 2 by Vanguard. And we're going to review this just after this.
Yes, great crocodile. Alligator?
Every one of you watching this screen, look out.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
What did I tell you about cartoons?
They've got a lot of brains, and they've got a lot of chutzpah.
Tell me how comic books make you feel, Dave.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Ready for this? This is the Frazetta Sketchbook number 2.
Oh, hang on, go back to that cover. God, what a cover. Look at it. Look at
There's
it.
the sculptural effect of the
Yeah.
brush.
The hands.
You know,
And
really
look
beautiful
what's
stuff.
coming at him. Boy, this
Contrast.
guy is relishing his meal before he even eats it.
Yeah, but anatomically perfect.
Well, I don't know about that.
Alligator.
I've never seen an
Crocodile.
alligator. But look at the eyes on it. And the smile and the... Oh.
Yeah. Nice end papers. Here we go. Sketchbook 2. This, of course, is, I think this is called the Conan.
Yes.
This is Conan. Conan the Destroyer or something like that. Beautiful oil painting. You can see from the reproduction, quite a sharp reproduction. I'm going to put my picture back on here for a second and just talk to the camera.
Put it in the middle.
So Frazetta is sort of the consummate oil painter. And what I mean by that is you can learn a lot about oil painting by watching the Frazetta painting. I used to look at his posters.
You
as a
were
kid.
lucky because you had the large pictures blown up and you can actually see how he did it.
Slightly bigger than the actual size of the print of the
But he drew
original
that
artwork.
big. He drew that big.
Yeah, well, I had big posters with
Yeah,
sort of A2, I guess. So the originals would be
Those posters
A1.
were AOs.
No, they were A1. So the original
Yeah.
painting would be like A2 size.
Okay.
So this is an oil painting, and you know, a typical compositional method. He used this a lot. The pyramid, which came from like people like El Greco, for example.
No, Renaissance.
Yeah, high Renaissance.
Madonnas.
The Mannerists,
Madonnas. All the Madonnas.
the Madonnas.
Yeah, all the paintings of Renaissance of Madonnas are all done in a triangle shape.
Yeah, Papa don't preach. So this is, I forget. Is this the rework?
This is chapter 1.
Yeah,
An artist like no other.
you're going to see a few.
That's Catgirl.
Yeah, Catgirl. But he retouched Catgirl a few times.
But
This
that's
is,
the
I think,
final.
the last one.
That's the 1977. That's the final.
That's the final one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's that spotlight
Yeah,
effect.
very effective. These are nice, seeing these sort of blow-ups of. You can see the canvas texture and how he sort of wiped the pigment back to reveal the canvas underneath.
And that was on
Usually
the
with-
cover of Creepy,
Yeah,
97 and 78.
yeah. So, and this is oil paint, even though he uses a lot of these bright, pretty pastel colours. They're very. It's an oil painting, and you know, very effective. So we'll talk more about it as we go. This is like one of the most famous
Molly Hatchet.
Frazetta. Yeah,
He's coming at you.
it's lovely to see. I like seeing them in reference, but I really do admire the painting.
The colours are lovely. aren't
Unspoiled by the type.
they? Oh, yeah.
You'll see how, you know, these you can see the grain of the texture, what size brush he used, and how effective it was. I mean, this sort of little highlights here, it's just like the tiniest dot of paint on the brush tip.
Are there any films of him actually doing his work?
I believe there is, but it would be later on.
Yeah. Like
So
he
you would've-
didn't do master classes or anything.
No,
did
he did. I don't think so. I've never seen any. That's a slap and a half. But how beautiful is the grass? It's vignetted, and the way that the grass is used to create this vignette, this sort of bleed to white, just the shadows on the grass, and the white of the grass, the blades in the foreground, which cut through the design. So he's an incredible. He understands light and shade like nobody else. This is a lovely little contour drawing of Tarzan and a lion.
I love the tail.
And you can
Don't
see.
you love the tail?
Yeah, this is sort of the Frank Frazetta F that he was experimenting with at that era. It's the 50s and 60s, early 60s. Beautiful gesture drawings. A lot of sketches from photographs and life.
FF.
Yeah, it's fantastic art of Frank Frazetta,
Yes, well, look, yes.
which was the coffee table book that came out, the paperback. So did these lovely little vignette drawings of barbarians and Tarzan. The Tarzan was a little bit meatier than the Tarzan that you normally used
Oh,
to.
yeah, because it's, I mean...
Yeah, this is sort of...
I mean, look at the drama of
almost
that. Look at the drama of
barbaric.
that. Look at the drama of all that.
Yeah, but key is the interest in this sort of festooned jungle, the prehistoric jungle, primeval. Lovely use of. He comes back to gorillas quite a lot.
He does.
Just a lovely caricature almost of a gorilla. It's more gorilla than a gorilla. So when
That's what.
Well, a lot of people would have seen gorillas first by Frazetta.
Yeah.
And then when they saw a
They're
gorilla in the zoo,
disappointed.
they're disappointed. And this, by the way, this is how Kong is designed. So I nearly said Guillermo del Toro, the King Kong, Peter Jackson. Kong is based on the Frazetta design of Kong.
How do you know that?
I hope to show you
Okay.
a painting that he did, which is the inspiration for one of the inspirations for the film. This is I don't know whether this is gouache or oil, but a lot of his earlier paintings were very dynamic, but they're based on the designs and compositions that he was experimenting with in the 1950s. So when he started drawing a lot of life drawings and gesture drawings and starting to think about composition and action, and that really pivotal in his composition decisions, which you'll see later on. Some beautiful dimples and things in there. It's a lovely sensitive way of creating the figure. Just with very sensitive use of shadows.
Yeah, all these are.
Life drawings.
Yeah, I know, but they're all
drawing
totally
class.
different.
Yeah, well, you'd have different
Yeah,
models in a
yeah,
life
yeah.
drawing class. So it's really important to do that.
Yeah.
You might think, well,
57.
how is this important?
He did a lot of the stuff about
But a lot of the
57.
decision he makes for the shadows and the anatomy, which he's finding in the pose itself, even the expressions, the hair, all of these things are a way of building up a,
Well, I'm pretty sure
a
he
library
used
in
this.
your brain.
He used this later on.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
And he's lost the proportions a little bit here, but he's continued on, which is really interesting because you've got that sort of a fisheye effect of the bottom half of the figure being much bigger in scale than the top half.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of really good lighting effects that he's getting in these drawings. So there's quite a lot of...
Do you think he'd set up lights while they're...
No, you position yourself in a spot that you can
See
get
the-
something
yeah,
from.
Okay.
because it's not about the details, it's about the effect. So the effect of modeling in space.
Do you want to stop?
No.
Okay, let's go.
So yeah, lovely. Anyway, this is a beautiful.
Ouch.
It's a beautiful drawing. Look at the Deathstroke, the coup de grace. They use that quite a lot, but also draw your attention to the looseness of the oil paint around the action. So he was very much focused on the action itself. And this worked really well for paperback book covers, because on a paperback book cover, you never know what's going to happen at the top or the bottom. They're going to strap some, the title or some other bits and pieces of text. So it's handy to sort of have that economy of technique. But really importantly also, as posters and as artists, we can sort of see as an X-ray. So it's a really interesting way of drawing, of painting. I'm going to get rid of the
you
picture-in-picture.
Yeah.
So it's a really important way of getting a sense of I guess urgency or dynamics in the painting process itself. What's important and what's not important, you don't paint. You just sort of render it out. It's not as
I decided that
sharp.
I should visualise the moment.
The moment, yeah.
Just be there, a sort of method approach. I simply pretend I'm on the scene and I just let my imagination really focus in, and I see it pretty vividly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's almost like
he's
performance.
visualising.
Yeah. So it's like acting with a pencil.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is based on a really cool, very strong anonymous, but very strong sense of the moment and the drama. And some of this is a sketch for a painting, but you can see that he's made some decisions later on which change the pose quite a bit. So you can see over here, this is sort of a genesis.
Wow.
That's actually created a darker.
Yeah. There's Ralph Baby.
Yeah, the lack of light outside has created a darker effect on the books.
Keep going. Keep talking.
Some of these are not posters, or you can't buy as posters, or certainly you couldn't buy as posters when I was a kid. That's with Ralph Bakshi. So the idea of the poster was looking very closely at the artwork. So you yourself can go to an art gallery, you can look at a Salvador Dali or a Rembrandt or something and go right up close to the painting, and you can see it's almost like a step-by-step, a process of the production of the artwork itself, which is kind of, it's not available to digital painting.
That's the one on the horse.
Yeah, it's the Death Dealer. So he's visited the Death Dealer quite a few times. It was a big influence on Bakshi for Fire and Ice.
But he also had the Death Dealer in Wizards too. A little bit of it. Yeah.
No, that's Vaughan Bode's neck.
No.
Cobalt
He
60.
had because he pinched the stuff from Ivan. What's the Nevsky film by Eisenstein. It's powerful, coming at you.
Also love the sense of drama that he's got in the incidental smoke and fumes and things like that. These are lovely little quick sketches, gesture drawings of a barbarian on a horse. Beautiful stuff. Oh, this has been seen better days. This is it's got some awful cracks.
Yeah.
This is a painting on panel, I believe, and what happens with gessoed panel, is the paint after a time. The oil paint has a reaction or dries differently or something like that. So it's unfortunate. It happens.
Oh, this is when he was working for El
Advertising.
Cap.
Yeah.
He's working. He was doing work on
So, yeah. There's
Little Abner.
Yeah, Little Abner.
Yeah.
So there's he's really competent at cartoons and funny animals as well.
Actually, his funny animal comic work is some of the best funny animal work I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever.
This is a lovely, you can see from the pencil sketch, he's working out the drama, and you compare it to the final illustration. And, and even the rough version. Can't remember, he's used this in Vampirella, Savage Pellucidar, Edgar Rice Burroughs, A Cave Girl. So he's used it quite a lot, and has made some changes along the way. So I guess for another commission, got paid twice. But, how? If it works, it works.
Well, he's not the only artist who's done that.
As long as you have, I don't mind that, the generative part of his painting activity. As long as you have a record of how where it started.
Well, we do. We're looking at it. We're looking at it.
That's a beautiful. That's a watercolor. That looks like a watercolor. And then, of course, is an oil painting. So it's a nice sort of way of understanding the process of it as well. And again, going back to the thinnest part of oil painting is in the shadows. The thickest part should be the highlights. More
Look,
opaque.
this is the original sketch. Very relaxed, and then bang. Look at the axis. Look at the axis, different axes.
Yeah, well, that's more of a cartoon pose,
Yeah.
which is sort of
But
modified and
look
made
at the
more,
axe.
more,
Look at the axis.
a little more
It's a
realistic.
bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, the double-headed axe,
Yeah.
which
You've got to have a
don't
bit
think
of
you-
blood hanging off it. It's
Yeah.
got to be a bit of sharp there,
the executioner. These, I don't need to tell you this. Creepy and Eerie owe a huge debt of thanks to Frazetta for his covers. They were amazing and really quite formative for him, and led him to believe in himself more as a painter.
Are they
And the fact that
70s?
you could get
Are they
them back.
70s?
Yeah.
Okay, 70s, yeah.
So he was sure of himself, without doubt. But having the ability to create a larger painting that was reproduced as a cover, really proof positive of what a brilliant
When he started doing
classical
covers,
trained painter.
when he started doing covers, he would have got the figures, and maybe his first couple of covers they sort of doubled their circulation or sales. He would have.
Well, paperbacks are sold by the covers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Absolutely beautiful stuff. There's the Mucker, Return of the Mucker. That's a beautiful painting. It's a shame we can't get posters of these, and even this one here, the Land of Terror. He has this ability to capture the environment, like Roy G. Krenkel did with the jungle, the type of flora and fauna, time of day, the lighting, all of this stuff is really peculiar and very, very, very well thought out. This is a rough painting of this magnificent rough underpainting or watercolor sketch or something, oil sketch or something, I don't know. I think it's a watercolor sketch for this. So he's working out subtle color, color palettes. And you can see even with the use of complementary colors, so you've got the greeny, yellow and the purple, right? So the complementary colors, but they're beautifully balanced. So you've got the purple in the shadows, and the highlights are this sort of greeny blonde hair. So it's a really good use of of contrasts. He knew colour. He really knew colour. So you'll seldom see Frazetta painting that is monochromatic. He's done a few, but most of them are this sort of, balance, this ballet of complementary colours. There's a National Lampoon cover. This is the first pencil sketch he did to work out the idea. It looks compositionally not as nice as this one. This is a brilliant. In this stage, he was doing these Jack Davis style movie posters. After the Fox, Peter Sellers movie. Who's the girl in that? Senda Berger or somebody?
Oh, there's a lot of girls in that. Might be Senda Berger. Yeah, we might even come up with.
Well, you'll reference it. That's where this face comes from.
Okay.
It comes from that sort of makeup, that era, that actress, right? That's where they come from. That's not his wife. Okay.
He did use his wife and daughter in his work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Flesh Eaters, again, this is, again, you're getting into paintings. It's actual book cover. I didn't realise. Okay, so the first time I saw this was on a Frazetta calendar. Very, very powerful. Savage, really powerful stuff. This, of course, is used in ads. It started out as this paperback book cover, and then turned into a Jovian animated...
A vehicle for all sorts of things.
Yeah. So it was used a few times. This is his L. Ron Hubbard era. This is Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
You can see over there.
Yeah.
So quite interesting.
That's his rough for it.
Yeah. Okay. By that stage, I think he was painting on panel, so he had quite a different style.
This was his
Thunder
comic. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah. Oh, and almost self-portraits.
Yes, almost.
Poses.
Yeah.
Luana, which I've never seen. Jungle Girls. So, there's a beautiful poster of that era. It's a lovely poster. So it just really, gave it...
Marlon Brando?
Yes. Give us Barabbas. 8:30 p.m. in colour. NBC. Yours, Mine and Ours, isn't it? Probably. Yours, Mine and Ours. There you go. So these are nice little commissions. Jack Davis used to do a lot of these.
Yeah.
They do about 4 or 5 different posters to be used for different purposes. Some vertical, some horizontal, some insets, and occasionally you get like big ones and different versions of big ones for different language. So really nice.
We can't see that properly.
No, it's another Luana Jungle
Girl.
Girl.
It's a good one.
This is a for the Gauntlet,
Yeah.
which is oil painting on panel. Not one of his greatest paintings, but
Probably
compositionally
probably one of the
really
most
powerful.
pinched posters of all time.
Is it? Okay.
From picture theatres.
Oh, people loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had all these Bonnie and Clyde bullet holes all through the whole thing.
Yeah. That's it there. Final. So it's a collection of Mr. Eastwood.
He was going through the gauntlet twice with his relationship with that actress and also the film.
The
Okay.
Barbarians.
Well, that's 10, isn't it?
Ghosts Can't Do It. That's yeah.
Bo Derek. Yeah.
Bo Derek, yeah.
I haven't heard.
That's her posing. One of the posed shots.
That's not
from
that's
that
not,
session.
Oh, okay.
So she posed for
I've
the
never heard
reference.
of that film. Have you? Never heard of it.
No,
Did it ever get made?
I have no idea. It's the 80s. Who knows? Fire and Ice again. The Frazetta film. The
What did
Bakshi
you
film.
think of the film?
Yeah, it's great. That's a lovely. Who did that? He sculpted the clay. This is an animator's maquette bust. So, no lips. Jaguar God. What is this? There's different versions of this. From Veritic Bisley. Okay, I'm not sure about...
well,
this
it's all
one here.
there. It's all there.
You can read this. There's a reason why they're different versions here.
Yeah. Well, people had, just
Working
changed.
with his left hand, he began to update the piece again. Post-stroke. So he had a stroke and he started working with his left hand.
Well, these are pretty primitive, aren't they? What's he got? I was trying to get a real nasty moving type action, and they were trying to make these karate moves, which was ridiculous. So he's going for the brute.
Yeah, well, not ape-like, more
Well,
very, very different. The
Yeah.
characters of the Neanderthals or the
strength,
the,
the strength of
it's a sort of it's a predatory action, a predatory move, and doesn't look anything like gorillas, doesn't look anything like chimpanzees.
Yeah.
So it's a totally new, fresh approach to the
primitive.
character design.
He wants a primitive.
Yeah, it's the creature design, but he actually created the movement himself.
Yeah.
Because they shot Frazetta acting out the movements of the,
okay. How do you know that?
barbarians. I know that.
That's good.
They did a lot of rotoscoping. For
This
that
is
film
interesting. This is
as
interesting.
well.
This-
Yeah. Because as I said, they were getting they were too focused on the martial arts aspect of the fighting.
Yeah, because
They forgot.
Well, see, look at this. This is almost new movements. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, this is how he would describe how characters would move.
Yeah.
They do not move like humans. They do not move like apes. So you have to create something in your mind of as reference of what they are, how they're going to move in space. Quite a task, and only he could do it. Frazetta was the one to do it. This is Frazetta advising or directing the actors in a fight sequence. So one of them would be, one of the barbarians, and the other would be the northerner, whatever. This character is very underplayed in Fire and Ice, but pivotal at the end of the film. But again, it's sort of it's a low. He once described the Death Dealer, the movement of the Death Dealer as more akin to a wolf rather than a man. And I think that's sort of the area that you're looking at. There's something with a lot of mass, that's mass-driven, in the action. Very unique. You should really have watch Fire and Ice with the idea that he did contribute directorially to the film. These are sketches, oil sketches for
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
And Frazetta or the publisher must have decided oils were too costly and opted to produce the portfolio as drawings.
So
They're beautiful, but aren't they? Really.
they are. They're really beautiful. Very, very tight and in the areas. Again, they're vignetted, and the way he vignettes it, he used shadows to create this contrast and
the
staging
and
effect.
the drama.
Well, yeah, but also that you've got the coup de grace, that death stroke.
Yeah.
Again,
Look at the neck.
this is just after the stroke.
Yeah. Look at the neck. Gollum.
And he'll do that from the thumbnail stage as well. So everything is there, it's complete. So this is more or less cleanup of the pencil sketch. This is his Gollum. There's two different versions of it.
And that looks like that part of the background of that German painting at Isle of the Dead, doesn't it? You know? Ooh.
Yeah. So these sort of things he's famous for. These sort of jungle elements that are both
Decay
decorative and
decay,
perfect for the setting of the scene. You can't film anything like that. You cannot film this. Again, look at the stylization of the girls' faces. More of a Barsoom style. I think this is a homage to Krenkel.
Probably, yeah.
You've got the Norseman side lock plates at the helmet. Very interesting. He once Betty Ballantyne described him as a very metallic artist. So the metal.
Betty Ballantyne. Who's Betty Ballantyne?
The publisher of his books.
Oh, Ballantyne. Okay.
And described him as being a very metal artist. So that's his wife, by the way. Laurie, I think her name is.
I think he was influenced by the guy who did.
So he used to paint a lot of very believable metal, the armour, the helmets, and everything. They were just sort of like, he'd focus attention, all the tight little brush strokes.
Got a great rabbit there.
Yeah. Yeah, these are like from photographs of him and his missus.
There he is again. Oh, that's
This is
great, isn't it?
This is a lovely illustration. It's a shame you're actually seeing the print coming through from the back of these. I've seen this powerful. Yeah. So they're very chiaroscuro, very film noir in a way. You could see people like Steranko being very influenced by the way that he treated light and shade in these illustrations. There's just a rough which he's rethinking. I'm not sure. I don't know why I think this, because it's a comic book, it needs the type and the position also. He has to be mindful of how it's going to sit on the page. Interesting how he's put his signature in first. First, before the inking.
Oh, yeah. Well, he hasn't got around to doing it, has he? They're unfinished. They're all unfinished.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Well, you can tell they're unfinished. Powerful.
Yeah, the beautiful use of feathering with a brush. It's sort of an extension of what he used to do with the Al Cap stuff, the Lil Abner style. Done some very interesting, beautiful brushwork and watercolor as well. I wonder if it's got the Mad Magazine illustration or cartoon in here. This example of his funny animals.
Not really. Ooh, look at wow.
Yeah, caricature of a bear like
big,
cat.
solid, very chunky. Look at the balance and the movement all in that picture. Well, they are sketchbooks. This is a sketchbook.
Yeah. There was a
Sparfon.
Sparfon. That's a science fiction.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, almost like Femlin from Playboy. Ah, beautiful. Little caricature of a model, previously unpublished. Gorgeous.
Smile on the gorilla.
Even in the pencil stage, you can see the stylization of the face.
Slightly Asian.
No, it's the makeup. They have eyeliner.
Yeah, but it's
the shape of the face and the lips and the makeup itself. It's just something that he's come upon, and I think it's looking at the makeup of the 1960s, early 60s Italian films. That's where I think they came from.
Yeah.
Because that sort of triangular use of the eye
Yeah.
which you've mistakenly called Asian, is not. But it's to do with the almond eyes of... there's a few actresses. It's not Centerberg, it's somebody else. You'll know who I mean. She was in After the Fox, so you can Google that. There you go. That's him. There's a handsome picture of Mr. Frazetta. This is sketchbook number 2. So what do you think of that? Let's put out.
Well, great cover. Great cover.
What do you think of the book?
It's terrific.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because it shows all the different styles. There's another book we'll do later on, which actually is this book, and it shows more of his comic work.
Yeah. So, that's it. Go out and buy it. Spurlock and Frazetta. Frazetta Sketchbook number 2. Fantastic. This is Frantz, Kantor, and...
And you'll never give these books away. And this is Jim Bridges saying, see you next time.
Ciao.
Bye.
Thanks for the sour persimmons, cousin.